Please, we'll call our March 24th regular board meeting to order. And nice for everyone to stand for the allegiance and call moment of silent thought. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Okay, I'll turn to our treasurer, Mrs. Roberts, to roll call the board members, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Here. Mr. Hoffman.
Here.
Mrs. Johns. Here. Mr. Kimmer.
Here.
Mr. Smelter.
Here. You all board members present. All right, 1.5 is the minutes from our last board meeting on March 10th. All board members had an opportunity to review those minutes. Corrections or entertain a motion to approve. So been moved by Mr. Hoffman. Give a second. Second by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Question. I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns. Yes. Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous. 1.6, adjustments to the agenda.
We do have one adjustment for the board's consideration. We had a trip request come in after I had finalized the board agenda on Friday. I got this over the weekend from Coach Harrison. Kind of Friday where we were on PD day, the interoffice mail wasn't running like it normally does, so it didn't get over to me. So I would ask that we consider making that adjustment, adding it as item 5.18 under new business.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Belleville. Okay, I would entertain a motion into adjustments to the agenda.
So moved.
Ms. Conrad Zangmeister, I'll second that. Question, I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns. Yes. Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Motion passed. Unanimous. This is on information discussion, and we'll turn to superintendent updates. We'll turn to Mr. Belleville. So,
Thank you, Mr. Kimmer. Appreciate everybody being here this evening. It's been a busy time in the district the last few weeks since the last board meeting. A few things going on that I want to touch on, and then just kind of prepare all of us heading into April and May, and things are going to be pretty hectic, pretty busy as we go through. Tonight in the agenda, first, I have program of studies, first reading. You'll notice in the program of studies, there's a lot of highlighted information that is new or pending materials. We're still waiting to hear from Muskingum University on the approval of several of our teachers to teach dual enrollment, but we've got to start getting out in front of kids and scheduling for next year. So we've held off on bringing the program of studies as long as we could, hoping we'd hear from Muskingum prior to that, but we just can't wait. So the things that you see highlighted in there are new things or things that are pending if we do get some approvals from Muskingum. Also have in there potential new courses that we would like to teach, and some of that hinges on how we fill some of our openings. The library is a big one. I talked to our staff on Friday during the professional development day with Ms. Sullivan retiring. Our options there. The laws have somewhat changed about whether or not you don't have to have a librarian on staff anymore. A lot of schools are transitioning to having a media specialist in that position and utilizing that spot to teach journalism classes, multimedia production type classes, video editing, some things like that, and utilizing the library more as a multimedia center as opposed to a true library. There'll still be books there to be checked out, but look at potentially using that space in a more diverse way, I think is the best way to put it. And so we included some classes in the program of studies if we go that route, just so we can see what kind of interest there might be from students, and that will help us determine how we want to fill that role kind of moving forward. So that is in there as well. Even though this is a first read, we're at least going to start having conversations with kids so we can get a feel on their interest level for some of these new courses that we might offer. And then we'll bring this back the first meeting in April for a second reading and approval. And hopefully we will have confirmation from Muskingum on certain things, or we'll have a better idea of interest level of students if we offer various courses that we have. So that's kind of an explanation of what you're seeing in the program of studies. Also on our agenda, from now till hopefully the 1st of May, we're going to have a lot of movement. It's that time of year where retirements are being turned in, and we're interviewing spots, filling spots, moving some people around. We historically, the last few years, have tried to start this process as early as possible to get out in front of other schools who have positions. And that's kind of the same thing this year. We started posting jobs in February and started some staff movements where we knew things were going to be happening, retirements specifically. So we're still in that process. We have a few movements happening tonight that bring to the board for consideration, as well as a couple of new hires. And when we get to our 2 new hires, we can talk more about those at that time. But we're excited about the hires we've been able to make so far. We have several interviews lined up this week and next week for open positions, and our applicant pool has been very strong for all of our postings, so pretty happy about that. And so we'll keep marching forward. Hopefully we'll have all of our spots filled and we'll be ready to roll heading into May, but also closely watching all things with the state budget and some pending legislation on property taxes and those types of things that could impact some of our decision making. So kind of fluid, but trying to keep moving forward the best we can so that we're more than prepared for the start of next school year. And it's hard to believe we're already talking about the start of next school year. So it's crazy time. Want to thank our staff. Friday we had a professional development day, and just really appreciative of how our staff approaches those days. Extremely attentive, a lot of important information that we went over, and I've had a lot of follow-up questions since Friday from staff members, so that it's really encouraging. We hate to take kids out of the classroom, but there are certain things we just have to do, certain trainings we have to have, state mandated trainings, and the only way to get that to everybody in the quickest way possible, and so that people hear the same message at the same time, is to have professional development days. And we try to plan these out well in advance. Our professional development days for the 25-26 school year are already out there and published, so parents and community members will know when those things are happening. But really appreciative of just how our staff handled the day. Also thankful that our community was understanding of remote learning day. It's obviously not our favorite thing to do, but I think utilizing the time to review concepts that had already been introduced is the most beneficial thing that we could have done, and trying to make that a little bit of an instruction time. And I'm hearing some positives from staff members in terms of work being turned in, and that's how we're taking attendance, is work that gets turned back in. So we'll continue to track that over the next day or two as we get that coursework in. And then we'll have another remote learning day coming up in April, April 21st. It's Monday, the day after Easter. We'll treat that as a remote learning day as well. We want to get a little bit more feedback from this past Friday before we decide exactly how things will function on the 21st. If there need to be any adjustments, things we can do to improve the process, so on and so forth. So we have that coming up as well. And outside of that, we have several educational trips. The big one on there is our 7th and 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C. next year. Always just an incredible experience for our kids. The staff at the middle school do an amazing job with that trip. So I do have that on the agenda for consideration. And then also have a memorandum of understanding with the Education Association in regards to during our calamity days early on, we had some IEPs that still needed to be done, and teachers were attending those meetings virtually on calamity days. And this MOU just kind of addresses how we would handle all of that, how we handled it this year, and then how we want to handle things moving forward. So we do have that MOU for the board's consideration as well. The big 2 job description changes: assistant principal at the high school and job description for head varsity coaches. The assistant high school principal job description hadn't been updated in a couple of years, so we wanted to get that updated before we posted that position. If I'm not mistaken, it had been about 15 years or so since it had been updated, so it still referenced the OGT and some testing that no longer happens in Ohio. So we cleaned that up a little bit, and we do have interviews scheduled for the assistant principal position Thursday evening. So excited about that, and again, just had a great pool of applicants. So we're excited for that. And then finally, we have handbook revisions on the agenda for approval. But I do want to note or call to your attention, the handbooks will have to have some changes probably this summer. And it feels awkward bringing the handbook to you and then also saying we know in advance that we're going to have to make an adjustment. But right now, the state law in regards to what we have to have in our handbook for cell phones and the use of artificial intelligence in schools, the current laws that are on the books is what is reflected in our handbooks right now. I fully anticipate that it will probably end up in the budget bill, but the state will mandate that cell phones have to be banned during instruction. Right now, it's left up to the schools to develop a policy that works for your school, but I believe it's going to be dictated out that they have to be banned during instruction time. I also anticipate the policy on AI in schools will change during this legislative session. So those 2 things, I think we'll have to update our handbooks once the budget bill is passed in June. So just kind of a heads up. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Belleville, with the superintendent updates, we appreciate it. This is 2.2, 2025-2026 Program of Studies, first reading. All board members see the attachment there. This is the first reading for you, all board members to review. Any thoughts or questions?
I do have one question.
Yes, sir.
On the electives, basically the newer courses, do we have an idea of how many students we would need to enroll in those programs before we would run them, or is that an issue?
We don't have a solid number in mind. I think we would want above 10. We just don't have the staffing to afford to have classes with, 6, 7, 8 kids. But depending on the class, we have done that in the past with a low number if it's in the first year. And I'll give you an example. This year, the new education courses that we're teaching, Grow Your Own Teacher program with Muskingum, the first time, second semester, we've never had it before, and there's a low number in that class. But it's something we think could benefit us down the road, so we're running it to see how it goes, and then we'll, if we notice a trend next year, then, we'll have to really question it. But we don't have a set number in mind, but we'd like to see in general further.
Just know it takes a while for everybody to
Absolutely.
understand what opportunities do exist and to learn in those
Right.
classes.
Now, one of the classes, we already do Mr. Purdue teaches a class where they do the news every day. So that is a video class that would fit into this grouping of new classes, multimedia classes. So we have a little bit of advantage because our kids are already aware of that class. It's a very popular class. A lot of people want in there. So I think with the explanation to our students that we're trying to expand this a little bit. We have yearbook class, but we'd like to expand that as well. Not only yearbook, but maybe also having school newspaper. We had a true journalism class where they're doing publications, a yearbook, a newspaper. We're doing a video class. So I think the interest will be there, to be honest. And Mr. Purdue's already talking about it to the kids in his class a little bit, I believe. So I think there'll be a
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hoffman, for the question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Belleville, for the explanation. Appreciate the insight. Okay, with that, then we'll move on to recognition of visitors, public comment. Anybody no one signed in yet? Okay. All right, I'll move this to the consent agenda section. Workshops and conferences, 4.1. Board members, you can see there's Chris Turner of the state contest, April 11th, London, Brian Funk to the Meta Solutions, and Jennifer McCook Spillers to the state FCCLA conference, April 24th. Any thoughts, questions? We'll move into financial items. I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for financial items, please.
I don't have any presentations or any approvals for this evening. The only thing I just wanted to bring up is with all the conversations that we're having with all the changes in state budget and everything going on, I will be presenting the forecast in the second May board meeting on the 19th. So that's always the same night as the state of schools. Obviously, there are a lot leading up to that. We've already been working through the forecast, but that official presentation will be that second board meeting in May. So just wanted to remind everybody of that with all the conversations going on. That's all I have to say.
Okay, Mrs. Roberts, thank you. Thoughts, questions from Mrs. Roberts? If not, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda item as recommended by the superintendent and treasurer.
So moved.
Been moved by Mrs. Jones, will there be a second? Second by Mr. Smeltzer. Question? Question, I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Langmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes. Motion passed unanimously. Business and new business section and 5.1 employee transfers. Motion to approve the employee transfers for the 2025-2026 school year is presented. As you can see, there's three there. Zach Turkowski, Carrie Hamick, and Stephanie King. There's questions or thoughts, I entertain a motion to approve them. Been moved by Mr. Smeltzer, I'll second that question.
Did they come to you? Just had a question. Did they come to you, each one of you? No?
Yeah, we
Okay.
posted the positions, and then check that. Zach Turkowski, we did not post that position. That was a conversation with Mr. Turnbull. The behavior response teams in our behavior units are so specialized that we really want to make sure we're matching people with those units that we think will be good matches. Those are some of our highest need students. So who is in that spot is critical. After last year we moved Mr. Barr to that spot at the high school just because of his ability to really relate to kids and build relationships, and it has been incredible this year. Mr. Turkowski has been at Pleasantville in the BRT. He's been assistant football coach, so he has relationships built with the high school kids. So when Mr. Barr retired, Mr. Turkowski had indicated to us in the past that he was very interested in moving up and working with older students. Loves his time here at Pleasantville, loves these kids, but he has a real passion for coaching and working with older kids as well. So when Mr. Barr announced his retirement, we did approach Mr. Turkowski and talk to him about going to the high school, and he was very open to that. So that one, I am wanting to move him. We did not post that high school spot. The other two spots, elementary art and the 7th grade ELA, both of those spots were posted, both internally and externally. And Ms. Hammock and Ms. King both applied for those jobs. We had other internal applicants, and where everybody that applied was good. So we leaned on seniority, especially with the elementary art. Ms. Hammock and Ms. Muller both put in for it. Both of them would do an amazing job there. So we went strictly, the recommendation strictly based on seniority. Ms. King was a 7th grade ELA teacher before she went to instructional coach. So when she put in for it, she did an incredible job in that role when she was there previously. So again, we just recommend moving her. The last two did apply for these jobs.
Thanks, Mr. Master, for the question. Yeah, first, I just want to comment as well. Mrs. Hammock's sure going to be missed. She taught 2nd grade and taught 3rd grade, and thought she just done a wonderful job. I know she'll be wonderful in elementary art, but she's sure going to be missed. And Stephanie King is that ELA instructional coach. Sure going to miss those two in the roles that they previously had. So just want to make that comment. Outstanding people. Okay. No question. I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Mr. Cameron?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangsmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. This is 5.2, teacher's contract. Motion to approve a 1-year teacher contract for Jessica Graham at Pleasantville Elementary, intervention specialist for the BLT, beginning 2025, 2026 school year. Salary, Schedule A, master's degree, step 14, pending verification of all application materials. Mr. Bevels.
I say thank you to Ms. Conrad Zangsmeister. She teed that up perfectly, and I don't think he meant to do it by any measure, but the BRTs are critical. We're seeing, and it's not just us, it's schools in general. I was talking to a superintendent over in Muskingum County at a county meeting the other day, and they have 16 highly autistic behavioral needs kids all in one class, kindergarten, 16 kindergarten. And so we're seeing, just special education needs are growing and growing and growing across the state. And, we thought it was going to be a good idea to start our BRTs a few years ago. It has turned out to be just an incredible tool for us to serve kids, help kids, and then also really, in turn, it helps the building and the other classrooms. So these spots really are critical. So when Mr. Barr retired and created this spot at the high school, and Mr. Turkowski had made it clear that he would love to go to the high school, the biggest concern in moving him was the void it would create at Pleasantville, because we're finding that the earlier intervention that we can do with students, the better off they are as they progress through school. At our middle school and high school in the BRTs, those students are out in the classrooms all day long. They are fully inclusive, and we're seeing, because of the work we're doing at the elementary level, when those students get to middle school and high school, they're just more prepared for everything that comes with being out in the regular ed classroom, being in the hallways whenever you have some behavioral challenges. And so the work being done at the elementary level is just, I mean, it's paramount to success because you're laying the foundation. So that was our biggest concern. But very early on, when we knew that Mr. Turkowski wanted to go to the high school, Ms. Tokars came to me and said, hey, I know. And tremendous. And then we opened it up and we had several applications come in, and all of a sudden we had 3 or 4 people apply that had a lot of experience working with behavioral students, which I thought was incredible. It's really hard to find people that, like, that is a passion, and truly working with students with behavioral needs, that has to be a passion, because it is a challenge every minute of every day. It can make a left-hand turn real fast. And so we brought everybody in to interview, and to say Ms. Tokars knew a lady is a giant understatement. When we interviewed Mrs. Graham, like, you just sit back and think to yourself, like, how are we this lucky to be able to have someone of this ability and this skill level, these credentials, want to come? I think it's a testament to Ms. Tokars and the culture she's created here. I think it's a testament to our district and our reputation, our passion for serving all of our kids and wanting to provide support for all of our kids. But literally, Ms. Graham is a godsend. She has a skill level that we don't have here, and expertise in dealing with autistic students, or I shouldn't say dealing with, working with autistic students, and some of the challenges that creates. Because I'll never forget, Trish Rogers and I were having a conversation one time, and she said, every autistic kid you meet, like, that's like meeting your very first one, because every autistic child is different. There's not something you can do that will work for every single autistic kid. All of the characteristics are different for every single one, and so to have somebody that we can bring in with an expertise in that area, a depth of knowledge and experience working with behavioral students, it is truly magical. And she's going to do great things here. She is going to be able to step in and not only just pick up where Zach left off, but she's going to be able to take it to another level. And I'm excited for our kids. I'm excited for our staff to have her expertise in the building and help them grow as educators, sharing what she has. So really just thankful more than anything that we're able to bring her to the board tonight for consideration. Ms. Tokars, anything you'd like to say?
I did write a little something.
No, what? No, what?
It's a shock. What?
You're not like that at all.
I do want to thank Mr. Knott for reading my limericks at the last board meeting. I do appreciate that.
Beautiful.
You did awesome.
It seriously is my privilege to welcome Mrs. Graham for consideration. I just cannot think of a more perfect person for this role. And when I found out that Zach was interested in going to the high school, I was just thinking, I love these kids so much, and we have to have someone in there that is passionate about our kids. And she was the first person that came to mind. I've had the opportunity to witness firsthand the incredible educator that she is. Beyond my own professional experience with Jessica, my daughter, who's in high school, has had the privilege of volunteering in her classroom every year. She loves doing that. And through that experience, I have just seen the impact that she has had not only on her students, but also all of those who learn from her. She is such a great teacher to the staff members in her building as well. And I'm so excited for that. I know that she will make an incredible difference here, and I'm really excited to welcome her here, if you guys agree.
Mrs. Graham, anything you'd like to say?
I'm just really excited to work for your district. This a smaller district. I feel like I'll be able to help more in other classrooms. Where I am now, I'm so in my own room all the time. I have 12 kids, 10 autism, 2 MDs, so I don't get to help the regular ed teachers very often. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do that a lot more here. All my backgrounds, my 20 years of experience working with children with autism. I love it. It's a passion. I love that every day is different because every one of them learn differently. I'm super excited. So I hope you say yes.
Okay, Mr. Belleville and Mrs. Stokars, Mrs. Graham, thank you for the comments, insight. So I would entertain a motion to approve the one-year teacher contract for Jessica Graham as a Pleasant Elementary and specialist.
So moved.
And then Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister, would there be a second? Second with Mr. Hoffman, question. Question, Mr. Roberts, turn to the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes,
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
motion passed unanimously. Shake your hand.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Welcome aboard.
Yes,
I'm
I'm
so
so
excited. She
excited.
got approved. She already bought a ton of
It's nice touch to come from Dr. Sherman already, that's very good.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
I love your energy.
Thank you.
I can tell already.
It's a good strategy.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Come
Hi.
forward.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, this turns to 5.3, a support service contract. You get to that, please. A motion to approve a one-year service, support service contract from Melanie Toronto, Raymond Elementary, beginning 2025-2026 school year, salary schedule 1, step 2, pending verification of application materials. Mel, yes, sir.
Yeah, this is to fill Bendy Martindale's spot. She's retiring, as board members know. And, you know, one of the things that we talk about a lot in interviews, people ask us, well, you know, why is this spot open, or you know, what's staff movement like? And we tell people it's usually a retirement. Like, people don't leave here a lot unless it's retirement, and you know, Bendy's certainly one. And when you have retirements, it leaves voids because most of our people have been here 20, 30, 40 years, in Elsie's case, 54. And all of that in our district, like, you know, it's just amazing. But when people retire, it leaves a huge void because they've been in that spot for so long, and you know, they do their thing and they do it really, really well. And so this was a spot that, for me, filling that spot is going to be a challenge. Bendy is everywhere, and she runs a tight ship. But she is also, you know, passionate about our kids. She's passionate about Bremen Elementary School and this school district, and just does an amazing job. And so when we started the interview process, again, we had a tremendous response to the posting. I think there were 14 so applicants, and there was something about Ms. Toronto's application. You look at it and you're like, wait, I think something's wrong here, because she would only, she'd only be 18, but she has 3 years of experience, and so you're like, nice thing. But it's really impressive stuff on this application. So we bring her in to have a conversation, and it took all of about 5 minutes for me to know that I want her in this district. I don't know, you know, whether it's this spot, another spot, we've got to go get her. That's the impact she has immediately on you when you start talking to her about kids. Her passion for serving students is absolutely infectious. It's off the charts. She started as a student at Lancaster High School, working with students, special needs students, and did that senior year of high school. And then upon graduation, immediately started working for the district. And has, by all accounts, has done incredible work there this year. And then you sit and talk to her about her vision, not only for kids, but herself for the future, and you get goosebumps, you get excited. She is a go-getter. She will do tremendous things in the building, and I think she is just going to be an incredible fit. She has Falcon written all over, without a shadow of a doubt, and it excites me to hear her talk about her future, and I think she would like to go on to school and become a teacher eventually and be an intervention specialist. And she just has a passion for kids, and she has a vision for the future that I think matches perfectly with our district and how we approach things. And I not only look forward to seeing the work she's going to do with our students, but I really look forward to watching her grow as an educator and go on that journey with her, because I can see her being here for 20, 30, 40 years, and that excites me. And when we lose good people who've been here for a long time, when you can replace them with great people that are going to be here a long time, that's really exciting. And I think she's going to be one of those people. So, Mr. Knott, anything you want to?
You know, she's so young, but I'm telling you, I tossed out our school words to her, and she could toss it right back to me. And she could talk assessments. She could talk about calming kids down. She could talk about escalation. She really has locked in and paid attention and has a working knowledge of all those things and is eager to build on those things. More importantly to me, though, probably after the first 2 words of her mouth, I went, oh my gosh, if this isn't Bremen sitting over there. I mean, just instantly could I see her connecting with the staff and the students and how comfortable they would be and at ease with her. So we're very excited to have her.
I'm very excited to join this, obviously being super young and being able to grow in this district. I'm very excited to be here. Coming into it, I think I've had a lot of experience so far, so I'm excited to bring it. I've been saying I'm going to spread my wings as a falcon to people, so I'm hoping I'm going to people.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Mr. Belleville, Mr. Knott, Ms. Trotter, thank you for your comments and insight. Okay, entertain a motion to approve the one-year service, support service contract for Melanie Trotter.
So moved.
Been moved by Mrs. Jones, will there be a second? Second by Mr. Smeltzer. Question. Question from Mrs. Roberts, the roll, please.
Mrs. Jones? Yes. Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zankmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Hawkins?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes, motion passed unanimously.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Steve. Okay, congratulations. Okay, before we move on to 5.4, I'd like to turn to our new hires, Ms. Toronto and Ms. Graham. Will not be disrespectful for any of you to leave. We know you've been in long days. You're all very welcome to stay for the rest of the board meeting, but you won't be disrespectful whatsoever. You need to step stuff. Okay. All right, then that'll be sent into the 5.4 personal service contracts. As you can see, there, board members, there's, let's see, 11 personal service supplemental contracts.
These are all for teaching College Credit Plus dual enrollment courses So, it's one of those things that there's obviously an expense there, but for me, it is so encouraging and exciting to see us expand our dual enrollment offerings at the high school, because I think it's going to keep our students in the school. I also think it is expanding opportunities for kids, because not every student can drive to OUL or get to a campus to take a course. So the more we can offer in-house, I think it allows all segments of our population to have the opportunity to earn some college credits, and I think that's a good thing. So I appreciate these teachers putting in the extra work, and excited for us to continue growing this area.
So how much difference would there be as far as, like for instance, your Spanish 2 through 5 here versus what was offered before in high school?
Well, the 4 Spanish classes would stay, but we have already received approval. Like next year, Mr. Blanton will be able to teach a CCT art class. So that's one we've never been able to teach before, so that will get added. We're adding social studies, hopefully science, hopefully music. We're adding psychology, sociology. So the ones you see listed here would all be back next year,
Yeah.
but we would be adding to these with additional education classes. So like Christy Wilson, for example, is teaching an education class this semester. So we would bring her semester one to you later, because she's just now teaching. So we'll continue to grow. Oh wait, it is on there, number 4, the introduction to education. So the number of courses we're offering are just growing. We're not looking for any of these to go away. I'm not sure if that answers your question.
Would it just not align with automatic articulation agreement with the university then before?
OUL wouldn't let us offer these for credit. Muskingum, we approached Muskingum and it started with a conversation about grow your own teacher. And through a conversation about grow your own teacher, I asked Kelly Coffey, is the CCP coordinator from Muskingum. And I was talking to her about the Grow Your Own Educator program that Muskingum has. And the more we talked, I said, well, do you have opportunities in other areas besides education? She said, oh yeah, we'd love to partner with schools to do as much as possible. Muskingum is embracing CCP. It's coming from their president down that we want to do dual enrollment. We want to do CCP, so we're going to make it as easy as possible to approve teachers. So from the conversation about Grow Your Own Educator, she has handed me she's like, here are all the entry-level courses that we have approved with other schools. So one of them was Spanish, and so then I gave her Miss Toller's resume and said, all right, now obviously she can do Spanish too, but what about 3, 4, 5? And Muskingum looked at her resume and said, you know what, yeah, we'll give credit for every course you're teaching because of her credentials. So, those are the 111, 112, 211, 121. Those are 4 3-credit hour classes. So our kids could leave here with 12 hours of college credit in Spanish.
And would they transfer to, like, if they go to high state or high?
Should transfer to any public school in Ohio. Because all of the...
They would get credit.
Yeah. Even if they may only transfer as an elective, like some courses may only transfer as elective, but the credit should transfer. I think all Ohio universities have to accept each other's CCP. Mr. Stadio, do you have any further information on that?
I think you hit it on the head. Very thankful for Muskingum. Universities have some discrepancy on how they want to approach this process, and sometimes when it comes to a philosophical view of a higher institution of education, they're less willing to work with you. And Muskingum has been very willing to work with us on a case-by-case basis and really look at our educators individually and really look at their history, what they have achieved over the years, what their background is, to really make that determination. Where sometimes some other larger schools are just maybe more likely to kind of look at, one degree or one piece of paper and make a decision based on that. So I'm very thankful and very excited for the opportunity to continue to our CCP courses.
And I think I've shared this story in the past. Ohio University is notoriously difficult to work with. There's criteria that you use to approve a teacher to be a dual enrollment teacher. One of the criteria is that they have a master's degree in the content area. So if you have a master's degree in English, then you can do dual enrollment. But another criteria that they can use is your experience. They can approve you based on your experience. Whenever I was a high school principal, I had a teacher that taught biology for Ohio University during the summer and in the evenings. Well, we applied to have that teacher approved to be a dual enrollment teacher so that we could give OU credit during the day for taking his biology class at school. And they said no, he wasn't qualified to do dual enrollment because he didn't have a master's in the content area. Same day, they sent him his contract for evening work as their faculty. So they hired him as faculty, but they wouldn't approve him as dual enrollment. So universities have leeway to do that. And, but Muskingum, like I said, Muskingum's been great. They look at the teacher's experience and really weigh that heavily. And that's allowed us to expand.
I think it's an excellent opportunity for our students. I think sometimes the glamour of post-secondary education draws them to go out their junior, senior year, but I think they don't realize till later what they missed.
Yeah.
So that's a difficult decision, but I think having those opportunities in-house and keeping them here, it's a great strategy, and I think they won't know they appreciate it until later.
And our goal right now, in all honesty, is to have some sort of offering in every discipline in high school. So math, science, social studies, the arts, we're ag, we're starting a CCP ag class next year in Zane State. So, we're not going to stop just at Muskingum. If we see an opportunity with any partner, we'll pursue it and look into it. But right now, we're on a little bit of a hot streak.
And there's a cost there, but the amount of money that it will save our students.
Yeah. Yeah.
Transferring those hours, that's great.
Yes. Okay. Well, very much appreciate the question.
Yeah.
Mr. Belleville and Mr. Stadio, appreciate the insight. Thank you. Okay, entertain a motion to approve the personal service supplemental contract as presented.
So moved.
Been moved by Mrs. Conrad Zankmeister. I'll second that. Question. Turn Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zankmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Cameron.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 5.5, an educational trip. A motion to approve James Miller to take the 7th grade and 8th grade students on an educational trip to Washington, D.C., October 16th to October 18th. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Smeltzer. Second by Mr. Hoffman. Question. Turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zankmeister.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Cameron.
Yes. Motion passed unanimously. 5.6, an educational trip, motion to approve the Bremen 2nd grade to go on an educational trip to Ellie Park on April 28th. Okay, motion to approve. Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Johns, I didn't hear that. Been moved by Mrs. Johns, be a second. Second by Mrs. Conrad Zankmeister. Question, I turn Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zankmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Cameron.
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 5.7, another educational trip, motion to approve Judd Baker to take the FFA students to Camp Muskingum to Carrollton, Ohio on June 8th through the 13th, June 13th. Moved by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. I'll second that. Question. Question, I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 5.8, an educational trip with a motion to approve Chris Turner to take the FFA students to the state contest in London, Ohio, April 11th.
Sorry.
Moved by Mr. Hoffman, would there be a second? Second by Mr. Smelter. Question. Question, I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes. Motion passed unanimously. 5.9, a motion to approve Jared Redding to take the high school boys soccer team to Ohio Dominican University, July 21st to July 23rd.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Smelter, second by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Question. Question, I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes, motion passed unanimously. 5.10, motion to approve Jennifer McClure Spillers to take the FCCLA members to the state FCCLA conference in Columbus, April 24th, April 25th.
So moved.
Been moved by Mrs. Jones, would there be a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hoffman. Question. Question, turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 5.11.1, motion to approve Hannah Penrose to take the FFA members to the High FFA Camp Session 1 at the High FFA Camp Muskingum, June 2nd through June 6th.
So moved.
Removed by Mr. Smelter. I'll second that. Question. Question, I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 5.12, motion to approve Liz Walton to take the Pleasantville fourth grade, Liz Walton to take the Pleasantville fourth grades to Slate Run Park, May 14th.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister, would there be a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Smeltzer. Question. Question, I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes. Motion passed unanimously. 5.13, a motion to approve memorandum of understanding with the Fairfield Union Education Association. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Hoffman, would there be a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. John. Question. Question, I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 5.14, a motion to approve the revisions to the job descriptions as presented. All board members can see attachments below with the job descriptions. The high school principal and the head varsity coach.
So moved.
Okay, been moved by Mr. Smelter. I'll second that question. Question, I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 5.15, motion to approve handbooks for the 2025-2026 school year is presented, second reading. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Been moved by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Be a second.
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Jones. Question. Question, I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
5.16, contract procurement checklist, elementary server replacement. There is motion to approve the purchase of replacement servers for Bremen and Pleasant Elementary Schools at a cost of $25,491.40. Mr. Schoffer.
So I had planned to replace the servers at one of the buildings this year and then do the other building next year. We're looking at some cyber reliability kind of services, and it made more financial sense because we're going to potentially be signing an extended term, 3-year agreement with that, so it's basically a cheaper rate if we do both of them now. So I had them, we were in my budget, so I figured I'd go ahead and get both of them done so we could save money on the contract in the future.
Okay. Sure, our treasurer, appreciate you here about saving money. Thank you, Mr. Schauber, the insight, and the entertained motion. So it's been moved by Mr. Hoffman, would there be a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Smeltzer, question. Question, I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zachtmeister?
Yes.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes, motion passed unanimously. 5117, PWC renewal rates approval for the services beginning 9/1/2025. We have a motion to approve the renewal rates for the PWC services as said beginning contract year September 1st, 2025 and policy year January 1st of 2026.
This is our yearly workers' comp. Sedgwick is our third party who helps us operate workers' comp. I'm happy to say that our rates are actually going down this year. We have some things that have hit their year limits on when they start to fall off. So I'm happy to see that. Obviously take that anytime we can. So this is just a yearly thing for the next year.
Thank you, Mrs. Roberts. Insight. Any motion?
So moved.
And moved by Mrs. Johns. Would there be a second? Second by Mr. Hoffman. Question. If no question, I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zachtmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Does move us into item number 6, executive. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I ain't gonna write it down. I don't know what I'd do without y'all. Excuse me. There it is. Yes, there is an addition with the adjustments to the agenda 5.18.
Baseball trip.
Baseball trip. I'd entertain a motion, baseball trip for 5.18. Been moved by Mrs. Conrad Zachtmeister. Would there be a second? Second by Mr. Smelter. Question.
Can we go to?
I'm sure we'd love to have it. You're getting a discounted rate on ticket.
Not a bad question.
They have a game at Fisher Parkley that night, so they're going after their.
Not a bad question at all, Mr. Hall. No questions, no further questions. I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zachtmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes, motion passed unanimously. All right. Now that, that moves us into executive session and the motion to adjourn into executive session according with section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. We get any action?
No action.
No action to be taken once we come out of executive session. I entertain a motion. Remember, Mrs. Conrad Zachtmeister, I'll second that. Question. Excuse me, if no question, I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll.
Mrs. Conrad Zachtmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Motion passed. Executive session